Here we have a really outstanding paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy sculpture, and this one is from Java, Indonesia. This volcanic glass is absolutely beautiful, and the carving on this piece is really, really good. The mammoth imagery here is about as realistic, I believe, as we'll see. And many images are very similarly imaged, but this is a wonderful mammoth image. Here we have the bubble, the natural bubble in the volcanic glass. That's the eye of the mammoth. That's the hair tuft above the head. And this is the beautifully flaked, sweeping trunk coming down to the left here. That's all been beautifully, beautifully flaked. Just an outstanding specimen. And then you see the etching of the hair. The etching of the hair right here, which is the hair tuft above the head of the mammoth. And we see the hair tuft above the head of the mammoth in practically every mammoth sculpture that we've observed. So we have a wonderful hair up here, the eye, the trunk coming down, which has all been wonderfully flaked there. Beautifully done. And the Paleo Indians would grind the edges so they wouldn't be sharp. So they would flake, grind, and then, of course, etch. Wonderful mammoth image there. When we turn it this way, now we have a great mammoth image now facing right. There's the eye of a more mature mammoth here, and then that's the eye of more of a baby mammoth there, both facing off to the right. And look at that glass. It's got some inclusion in it, some white inclusion. This kind of it's almost like a pumice that's got lodged in the glass. I have had XRF testing done on 3 of these specimens in different colors. I had it done in green, blue, and yellow. And the specimens were analyzed at the University of Stephen Austin, Texas. University of Stephen Austin, Texas, in Austin, Texas. Rick Shaw, a geologist, along with his professor, performed an X-ray fluorescence testing on these volcanic glass specimens, and it indicated the elemental structure of the glass. And the elemental structure of the glass is very interesting. I've never shared this with anybody before, but I've circled the elements that are found in this glass. And some of them are very unusual, to say the least. Very unusual. Now, what is unusual is what's not in the glass compared to what we would find oftentimes in modern glass. There's no carbon, there's no nitrogen, there's no oxygen, there's no, and there's no sodium either. There's no sodium in this glass, and sodium has been added right here with sodium. There's no sodium in the glass. Sodium comprises about 10 to 15% of practically all modern glass. It's been added to as an additive to make glass, man-made glass, since the Phoenician times. And soda is where they derive the sodium to add to silicon or sand that they melt to form glass. They add the soda or sodium in the amount of about 10 to 15%, depending upon what period of time, from the Phoenicians all the way to modern, so that because it reduces the melting temperature of the silicon to make it economically feasible to produce. So there's no sodium in this glass, which practically all modern glass has sodium. What's not in the glass is really kind of important, but what's in the glass is too. And their test at the University of Stephen Austin, Texas, has proven that this is in fact naturally occurring volcanic glass, and it is beautiful. It was revered by our Paleo Indians, probably the most revered material that they worked with. So revered that they did not make spear points or knives, utilitarian wear out of it at all. All of it was used for effigies. Now, some of the effigies are in the form of preforms, but they're not utilitarian implements. They didn't use this on there. They would use obsidian for utilitarian implements, but not this beautiful, beautiful volcanic glass. It was too much of a prize for the Paleo Indians. Now we have a great mammoth now with the eye of the mammoth here, the hair up here on the top of the head that's been etched on this side as well. And now we have that mammoth facing off to the right. We also have a face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth looking off from the back of the mammoth, and that's a natural bubble that they've flaked right down there. And you see that bubble is the eye of the face looking off to the back of the mammoth. We turn it this way now. We have another great mammoth image again. Another really nice mammoth image right there facing left now. And then when we hold it this way, we have a great face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth, and the hairdo up above, facing off to the right now. And another face with the eye here, the nose, facing off to the left now. This is just a really, truly outstanding piece. We also have an eye flaked right there intentionally for yet another face that could be looking off in either direction. Eye, nose, and mouth of a face looking off now to the left, with that flake having been made intentionally, and eyelashes almost stemming from it there. So just a really great mammoth facing right, and of course this way where it stands up is just an outstanding example of a mammoth facing right. And we turn it this way, again an outstanding, beautiful example of a mammoth facing left. Really great workmanship, Paleo, Indonesian, story stone, face and mammoth effigy made of beautiful, transparent volcanic glass.